From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back. It's coming up on 6:30. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joe Vazquez in for Devin Feely.
And I'm Emily Turner.
Today, a ceremony to mark 28 years since the deadly firestorm in the Oakland Hills. The disaster began October 19th, 1991, and went on for 3 days. 25 people were killed, 150 injured. The fire destroyed nearly 3,300 homes. The ceremony today is scheduled for 10:30 a.m. at the Emergency Preparedness Exhibit Center, Tunnel Road at Caldecott Lane. Police now reopening an investigation into a fatal shooting from 4 years ago. Some new leads have surfaced. September 12th, 2015, 20-year-old Erica Cruz was killed in an apartment complex on Meadow Lane. Investigators say they got some new information from a police sketch of a person who'd been seen in the area at the time of the shooting.
And California Governor Gavin Newsom just created a new job now meant to keep an eye on utilities and their safety plans. It's called the State Director of Wildfire Safety. Caroline Thomas Jacobs will head up that new division. Meanwhile, PG&E has billions to pay victims of the wine country wildfires. If you're a victim, you have until Monday to file your claim. Officials say as many as 2/3 of those eligible have not submitted their paperwork. If you do want to file, the form is pretty simple, but it does have to be in by 5 o'clock on Monday evening. We put a link on our website, kpix.com.
The storm watch along the Gulf Coast. Tropical storm Nestor has lost some of its tropical characteristics, but it is still packing a punch. Tallahassee residents filled up sandbags yesterday. Voluntary evacuations have also been issued for folks in the Panhandle. The storm is still packing 50-mile-per-hour winds, threatening heavy rain and possible tornadoes.
And new this morning, a jury in Los Angeles has recommended the death penalty for a man convicted in a murder case with celebrity connections.
We, the jury, having found the defendant, Michael Gargiulo, guilty of first-degree murder, fix the penalty at death.
Michael Gargiulo was convicted of 2 murders and 1 attempted murder. One of the victims was Ashley Ellerin. She was 22 when she was killed back in 2001. The murder happened on a night she was supposed to go on a date with actor Ashton Kutcher. All 3 women in this case were attacked in their Southern California homes when Gargiulo lived nearby. It'll be up to the judge to decide whether to go along with the jury's recommendation, though. The death penalty is still in effect in California. However, Governor Gavin Newsom has put a moratorium on executions, at least during his time in office. However, there hasn't been one in the state since 2006.
A pedestrian is dead after a 2-car crash in Santa Rosa. That silver Lexus ended up jammed against the side of a building on Cleveland Avenue. Police say it started when another car, a Subaru, went out of control, hit a woman on the sidewalk, and then smashed into the building. The pedestrian died at the scene. Investigators say both drivers are cooperating. One of them is in the hospital. Power is back on in San Jose after a police cruiser crashed into a power pole and then toppled the beam. This happened on Alma Avenue, east of Monterey Road yesterday. The front of the SUV is smashed. The pole fell almost completely over. Crews spent the day clearing the scene as they worked to get the power back on. Police say the officer was not hurt.
Campaign 2020, a war of words has erupted between Hillary Clinton and Democratic presidential hopeful Tulsi Gabbard. Speaking on a podcast with a former Obama advisor, Mrs. Clinton called the candidate a, quote, favorite of the Russians, saying they are, quote, grooming her to be the third-party candidate. The Hawaii congressman fired back last night.
The reason why she's doing this is because she knows that she can't control me. She knows that she's not going to be able to manipulate me if I'm elected president to be able to continue these warmongering policies that she has championed throughout her career.
Gabbard says she will not be running as an independent or a third-party candidate. Clinton and her daughter Chelsea will be in San Francisco tomorrow. They're here for a book tour stop at Temple Emmanuel, and they are publicizing their nonfiction work called The Book of Gutsy Women, Favorite Stories of Courage and Resilience.
Biologists are learning more about how earthquakes impact sea life. This comes after whale watchers spotted more than a half dozen whales breached near the Monterey coast, just as an earthquake rattled Hollister. Experts say it's more than just a coincidence. Earthquakes create a sound that is detectable underwater, and researchers at the Monterey Bay Aquarium picked it up on their equipment. Marine biologists can't say for sure if the whale's unusual behavior was linked directly to the earthquake, but the timing certainly suggests a connection. British lawmakers set to vote today on Prime Minister Boris Johnson's new deal to withdraw from the European Union. This is the first time Parliament has a Saturday event in nearly 40 years.
And this is the weekend for the 49th edition of the Art and Pumpkin Festival at Half Moon Bay. It runs today and tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. along historic Main Street. In addition to giant pumpkins, which you can see right there, the festival will feature a parade, live music, pumpkin carving contests, along with food, wine, and other refreshing beverages. And it is going to be a nice weekend for the Pumpkin Festival. A little cloudy today, but certainly still cool. And then things are going to start to warm up tomorrow. They'll be clearing up by the afternoon hours, those of you in the north, but you might see a few sprinkles by mid-morning, but then it'll be clear tomorrow. You can see our temperatures really start to kick up towards the beginning of the week, and by midweek, boy, we're pushing the 90s. All
right, chill today, and then get ready for the heat.
That's right. Well, it's it for us this morning. Have a great rest of your day.